Hey, what's going on, guys? If I had 7 days to rank on Google Maps, this is exactly what I'd do. Watch this. All right, guys. I hope everybody's doing great. Thanks for joining me today. So today, if you're watching this video, you're trying to rank here. It's been really tough, right? If you're watching this video, it's been really tough ranking in this area. This is the area that I specialize in. This is Google Business Profile, Google Maps, Google Snack Pack, Google 3-Pack. That's what it's called. It's often referred in those terms, right? So most of the time I call it Google Maps, and it's this area right here, and this gets most of the business, and it's getting harder and harder to rank here. But I have a couple of tips and tricks that always work for me, and I want to pass them on to you. One thing about my lessons is that they're step by step. So if you just take notes and just do it step by step, I guarantee you really good results. I don't put any fluff. The only fluff I put in is right now is just preparing you for the lesson. But just follow me step by step, and I promise your ranks are going to improve. All right, guys. So step 1A. So this is step 1. The first thing you want to do is you want to try to go after a keyword that you're the closest to the top in. There's a difference between electrician in Brooklyn and electricians in Brooklyn. It'll bring up two different listings. Same thing with plumber and plumbers, and dentist and dentists, and roofer and roofers, right? You get the idea, right? So the first thing you want to do is you want to try to go after your main keyword, right? You want to try to get a keyword that's closest to the top. So if I was an electrician in Brooklyn and I'm trying to rank for that keyword, I would see that I'm not in the 3-pack. I would click more businesses, and let's just say I was Rick Electrical Business, right? So I'm somewhere around, 13th or 14th. Well, how could I get to the top right away? So the first thing you want to understand is that when you're searching from your location, either your business or your home or a friend's home, the Google results that will show up are the ones for where you're searching right there. If you were to drive several miles away, the rankings look different, right? The rankings are going to look different. So for example, on this map here on the right hand side, if I was to start right here where the circle is and then drive east, maybe 5 miles, these rankings right here are going to be different. So how can we judge that? Because we don't want to only rank in a 1 mile radius exactly where our house or where our store is located, right? We want to rank, 15 miles, 20 miles out from our location so more people could see us. The only way to do that is to use a rank tracker tool like a Local Dominator. This is my friend Eldar Cohen's, and what project it's called Local Dominator. And what this does is it shows you where you're ranking, not only where you're ranking in your location where you registered your Google Business Profile, right? Because everybody had to register a Google Business Profile at their address, right? And now we want to make sure that not only are we ranking at that address, but we're also ranking, like I said, 15 to 20 miles out all around. So the only way to check that, besides driving around and checking the rankings, is to have a tool like this. It's Local Dominator. I'll put it in the description below. I do not have an affiliate code or anything like that. I'm doing it because I think it's best for you, right? And Eldar is my friend, so I don't do affiliates like that, right? So just go check that out. I think he gives a few free days. And listen, if you're having an issue with that, I could do a free rank tracker for you. So I'll put the link in the description below, and I'll do one keyword for you if you'd like, right? If you can't do this, you don't know how to do it, I'll be happy to do that for you. All right. So the first thing is we have to establish our position. Where are we and where do we need to be, right? That's the first thing. Whenever you start something, you need to know where you are and how far away are you from completing your task. Hey guys, so I realized that some people can't follow all the tips and the tricks for all these videos besides running their business. So I do client work. You can just come to my website. It's mindsaw.com. Click the Talk With Me button, and let's see if we're a good fit. Thanks. All right, guys. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have the correct Google Business Profile category, right? So you just type in, what you do. If you're a plumber, electrician, roofer, whatever your specialty is, and you type that into Google, and then you look right underneath your competition. It'll say right next to the reviews, it'll say their #1 Google Business category. So you'll notice it'll say electrician. I'm highlighting right here. And the second one says electrician, and the third one says electrician. So now I say to myself, well, if I'm an electrician, I have to make sure that I have that as the right category. And this goes if you're a dentist as well, right? Make sure, if everybody else has dentist, make sure you have dentist. Now, let me show you how to change that. You go over to business.google.com. You log into your Google Business Profile. See over here where it says business category? Right here, business category. That's where you make your change. Where mine says internet marketing service. That's my category. I logged into my business Google Business Profile. This is where you would log into yours, and right here you would take that pencil icon, click it, and then you could change the category, right? So that's the first thing you want to do. The second thing you want to do is in your description right here, you want to add your business name, but you also want to add the neighborhoods that you service. That's really important, right? It's not going to bring you up. It's not a gigantic bump, but you want to put everything inside your Google Business Profile. You want to just add two things: what you do and where you do it. So adding it to the description is really important. You could use any AI and say, hey, I'm an electrician in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. I'm a roofer in Clearwater, Florida. Please name all the neighborhoods, things to do, and write a description for my Google Business Profile mentioning, within 10 miles of my area, and it'll do that. I think you get up to 1,500 words here. So those are the two things you want to do. Make sure you have the right category and update your description. Super, super important. All right, guys, so here's what we want to do. Now we want to go to the website. So I'm going to scroll down. This business is probably 8th, 9th, 10th, somewhere around there. They're not too far from the top. It's Parker Electric, and I'm going to click the website. And a couple of interesting things I want to show you here. You need to have Brooklyn and electrician in 4 places, right? You need it in the title tag, which is right up here. You'll notice it says residential electrical services. That's not electrician, right? And it should say Brooklyn first. It should say Brooklyn electrician first, right? So the first 2 words should be Brooklyn electrician, then whatever else you want to put after it. Now, in the URL, they're using some type of city local 101. It looks like a union website. So like they don't have a website, so they're just using an extension. Anyway, their address is residential electrical service. It should say Brooklyn electrician, Brooklyn electrician, and then anything you want after that. Same thing here. Now, this is the 3rd place you want. It should say Brooklyn electrician, top Brooklyn electrician, and then you can put anything else you want after that. The name of the business, no job, too big, too small, whatever you want, put that. So that's the 3rd place. So you have your title tag, which is right here. You have your URL, which is right here. That's 2. 3 is your H1 tag, which is right here. And then the 4th place you want it is the first paragraph right here. It should say Brooklyn electrician right here. You'll notice it says electrical contractor over here. That's not the same as electrician. So you want it in those 4 places. I guarantee you guys, if they were to make that change, I guarantee you, let's see how many reviews, they have 31. This guy has 36. I'll tell you what, get 2 or 3 more reviews this week. Make those 4 changes. Put Brooklyn Electrician in those 4 places. He'll be up. He'll jump up another 4 or 5 spots. All right, guys. So I kind of gave away the secret in the last slide when I was talking about the website, and what I started to speak about was reviews. Reviews are the gasoline that ignites or fuels maps. If you don't have enough gasoline, or you don't keep putting gasoline in the tank, you're going to drop in the ranking. So a small business should get anywhere between 3 and 5 reviews per week. And you may be saying to yourself, well, where am I going to get these reviews from? People don't want to give reviews. You're not allowed to solicit reviews, meaning that you're not allowed to tell people what to say. You're not allowed to tell them to give you a 5-star review. You're not allowed to offer anything like 10% off, right? But you are allowed to, ask for a review and send them a review link, right? You are allowed to do that. Now, what would I do? I'm saying what would I do? So I got a report back from my friend Eldar Cohen's Local Dominator, right? And I saw where I was ranking, it was green, and then I saw some spots where I wasn't ranking and it was red, right? So what I would do is I would do a couple of things. I would create, so for example, let's just say right here in Crown Heights, I was not ranking, and I wanted to desperately rank in Crown Heights. What I would do is I would create several pages on my website about Crown Heights Electrician, and I would name streets and different types of attractions in that area, right? And the next thing I would do is I would look through my phone and see who lives around that area, right? I would look through my phone or on my social media, on my Facebook, and see who I could get a review from right here. And I'd want them to say Brooklyn Electrician in the review, right? If I only had 7 days to get to the top, then I'm taking the gloves off. I have to win, right? I have to win. I have to win. So I'm going to make the changes to my Google business profile. I'm going to make the changes to my website. I'm going to create some neighborhood pages right here, right? I'm going to create a couple of neighborhood pages. It says Crown Heights Electrician and, the best electricians in Crown Heights. I create a couple of pages like that. And then I would get, 3 to 5 reviews in this area mentioning Brooklyn and electrician. And those are the things that I would do. And within 7 days, I would jump from 10 to maybe 5, maybe 4, maybe in the 3-pack. Really depends on your competition, right? So what I mean by that is, like, take a look up top here, man. Like, this guy has 145 reviews. You have 31, right? The second 2 have 75. They're getting reviews all the time. By next year, this number is going to be 345, and they're going to be, 275. And if you're still at 31 reviews, you'll never catch up. The most important thing you could do as a small business owner, it's even more important than collecting the second half of the payment, is getting the reviews. And I know customers don't want to leave them, but just because they don't want to leave them doesn't mean that you should get them, right? So I would offer incentives to my workers, right, who could get the most reviews, right? I would let my workers know that when they're doing a job, that they have to give them the review link. And by the end of the job, when they collect the check or they meet to check that the work is fine, did they leave us a review, right? Were you able to leave us a review, right? Some people don't know how to leave a review. You click the link and you show them how to do it. They should do it in their own words, right? They should do that in their own words. Guys, I make these videos for you because I know how hard it is to rank on Google Maps. And I try to give you everything that I have because I know how hard it is these days to feed your family, pay the bills, kids with school, all the other things that come up, business problems. I understand. I was there. So if I could create a short video to help you and you just follow the steps on a weekend or, one night when you have a couple of hours, if you just follow these steps, you're going to improve your ranking. Now, in the long run, if business starts to pick up, you've already created a relationship with me. You like and trust me, I hope. Let's set up a 5 or 10 minute consultation and see if we're a good fit for you. Maybe this is something we could do and we could help you with that, right? So with that, I say, be good to your family. That's the most important thing that you could do. Be good to your kids. Be good to your kids. If you're divorced, make the payment. I know she's spending the money on something else. Make the payment, right? Make the payment. Be good to your kids. Be good to your wife if you're married, and clean up around the house. And just be a good guy, right? I say guy because I look at my stats. 99.5% of the people are men that watch my videos. So be a good guy. And for that one woman, be a good girl, right? All right, guys. Have a great day, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Be cool, guys.